on Merc Resource.
Okay, I'm going on
You
there.
are live, it says.
Okay, that means okay. Huh, that's weird.
It's not doing it, huh? Okay, I'm gonna disconnect from you and try to see. And I'm gonna probably have to go my Eleanor again.
Mm, okay,
All right.
I'll be
Okay.
testing.
Okay. Bye now.
Okay, bye bye.
Hello, Facebook friends. Here we are again, trying to go live in celebration of Dr. King's birthday. But I tried it on my um, Merc resource, but apparently it is just not taking. It's just not taking. Um, Let me see, share the group. But anyway, anyone's out there, just join me, join in with me. I am live. I am live on Facebook. Okay. Jackie, hey Jackie, you're watching. Glad to have you here. We're waiting a little bit here on our Facebook Live. Oh, hi, Maurizio. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a while, but we're waiting for some more to join in. Um, for anyone who need to share, I ask you to go to Merck Resource, but I'm having a problem with that. So hopefully, we can still work. I'm seeing what's going on here. I don't know. And excuse me, I heard someone at my front door, and the door was opening and closing, and I'm the only one here. So, okay. Hello. Hey, Barb Harris, join Elaine Kyle. How are you, my old friend? Um, Glad to have you joining us on this Dr. King's holiday. I'm waiting for some more, just giving um, a little bit more time. I tell you, I have the most difficult time with this Facebook Live and trying to do it from the Merck Resource page. Oh, Virginia. Okay. Um, 1 second more. We're, okay, great. Okay, join me. Join me. Okay. Yeah, we just got word that we're on Facebook Live, not our other platform. Deborah, hi, Deborah Brown is watching. Uh, Good evening. Good evening. Wanda Davis, thank you for joining. I'm watching my front door. I opened the front door for somebody to come in, but they haven't shown, so I don't know what's going on. Um, but again, I want to thank all of you for joining, and we'll just let others come as they will. But I wanted to do Merck Resource. A lot of you may know it. It's my company that I started when I retired from the College of Lake County. It's a resource company. All my time, mostly for 30 years, I've been helping people with ideas and programs So that's what I continue to do with Merck Resource. We call it the Idea Factory. And during the pandemic, I started having conversations on gratitude. So, gratitude has become a part of my platform. I do the Idea Factory where we help you with your ideas. And then we also do life coaching. I am a certified life coach. Um, so we're doing that as well. Um, but I like to come on and do these live Facebooks, live Facebook. I am on Eleanor page because there is a problem with the Merck page. But tonight I wanted to talk about Dr. King. Where do we go from here? Many of you might have read his book going back, I think 1967, he wrote the book. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? And right now, I have a feeling that we are all asking ourselves about chaos or community. So I chose that title tonight because too often we just talk about Dr. King every January, and everybody that have anything to do with Dr. King or think about Dr. King, they talk about the I have a dream. And we are so far beyond just having a dream that we need to go to action. We need to think about some of the serious things that Dr. King really stood for and really worked on. And that was economics, very important, and uh, political empowerment, economics, and community development. Those were three bedrocks of Dr. King's belief system, what he uh, was all about. And we just glance over that. So tonight I wanted to talk about community, chaos or community. And when you say that, we think about the tremendous amount of chaos that's in our communities, whether it's here in Waukegan, North Chicago, Zion, Waukegan, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, New York. And it seems like something has just happened where everything is about some kind of shooting, some kind of violence that we are, experiencing right now. And I don't want us to just wring our hands and go, oh, my, what are we going to do? I don't want you to do that. I want you to be more proactive. And so, here, when we're talking about chaos to community, then let's talk about a little bit about community. As I go through, I see Rita and an old friend, Lamont Barriotis. But Lamont, I always mess up your name from the College of Lake County. But we want to think about community. What are we doing about community? But guess what? Community starts with me and with you. When I talk about community and talking about community in this context, right here tonight, I am talking about starting with me, starting with you. Community is made up of each one of us. So let's start now thinking about what do I do, me, the individual, as it relates to community or chaos. Am I bringing chaos or am I looking for the beloved community? Am I looking for ways to help my community, to share with my neighbors, to bring peace in my environment? How do I do that is the question. Because as we celebrate Dr. King's birthday, Dr. King's legacy, the lead that Dr. King took for all of us when he led the civil rights movement. We have to make a commitment beyond that dream and say to ourselves now, can you believe 2023? What am I going to contribute? What am I going to do? You don't have to start a great big march anywhere. You can just start where you are in your home. When you start with you, then you spread to the people around you things that you can do. And on the feed here, if you want to share with others some of the things that you're doing or recommendations you may have that can help in this creating the beloved community to keep us from going to chaos and serving and developing community. Because one of the things that is important. And I believe, this is my theory, Eleanor Murphy's theory, I believe King was okay in terms of his life when he was talking about integration and race and all of that. But the moment he went to the economic line, when King started talking to people in Appalachia and letting them know we are all in the same basket when it comes down to economics. That's where I believe the line was drawn because that's where liberation really starts is with economics. What are we doing to develop an economic base in our communities and in our homes? We talk about economics, but what are you doing to do something to add to your household where you become more financially literate as you add to our development as a people, as a community? Ask yourself, do one, two, three things. But what I'm asking is one thing. I see Kenny, thank you for joining. Rita, thank you for joining. But one thing you can do, I think our schools, I see Virginia, was talking about moms, African American mothers getting involved with our schools. And that is so important because somehow or another, we have walked away from our schools in terms of letting somebody else educate our children, letting somebody else tell our children what they need to be and who they are. It's okay for the reading, writing, arithmetic, but who our children are, what they are to be, who their heritage, all that's our responsibility in the homes and in our churches and all of our social organizations, whether it's fraternities, sororities, whether it's block clubs, wherever our imprint, our influence, it should be about developing our community. Dr. King, as I've said here before, beloved community, he wrote a book about the beloved community. So we need to stop having a dream, to stop putting up signs and having breakfasts and things for Dr. King's celebration. It's not telling you not to celebrate, but we have to go beyond that. We have to be more intentional in our celebrations, more intentional in terms of who we are and how we're going to bring ourselves out of the situation in which we are in right now. We feel like we are in the middle of chaos. I'll tell you, every day when I hear of another shooting, I mean, in areas that we've never had this much. chaos and violence. So something is going wrong. And who will fix it? It's us. That's why we have to make a commitment to this dream of Dr. King, to this belief that Dr. King has. He was dreaming because of where he was. He was forecasting, dream, but he was trying to forecast what we need to be about. And we are the arms, the legs, and the feet of that dream. So let's not just, you know, celebrate or say happy birthday or commercialize offer it with t-shirts and other things, but let's bring some substance to Dr. King's birth, his work, his commitment, what he tried to teach us. We need, as Stephanie says, few at words and more action. It really bothers me every King holiday. You look on TV and all these tremendous breakfasts, other service days, but nothing substantial and lasting other than for that particular moment. So tonight, as we come together to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King, we do it by coming up with things that we can do. Yeah, Virginia, you're right about that. There's too many chiefs and not enough grassroots initiatives and people. And when you say initiatives, Virginia, you're absolutely right. You don't need a whole army to start an initiative, to start something, and then invite people in, but lay the groundwork. Take that first step for others to follow. Because if we continue to shelter or shutter in our homes, when we continue to talk about, oh, how terrible it is, and if we continue the superficial celebration of Dr. King, we're not going anywhere. One thing I challenge each and every person to do tonight is learn something about Dr. King. Learn about his scholarship. Learn about his true commitment and understanding. Dr. King was an eloquent spokesperson. He was great in getting our message across in terms of voting rights. You know how difficult that was. I watched videos, the 63 Children March, and the pain of being hit with those billy clubs, butts of shotguns, and all of that. And we today, who have benefited but have given nothing in return, nothing in return, the least we can do is vote and take somebody else's, somebody else's to vote. The least we can do is a commitment that I'm making to myself. You know, saving. I was saying at least, I need to save some economically, financially, so much a month. Like do not spend until the coffers are empty. When you, no matter what your commitment, what you have to do financially, consider yourself. That was extremely important to Dr. King when he started talking about, he didn't use the term financial literacy, but he was talking about our needs and seeing the power that was being leveraged against people of color. Dr. King did not only talk about Black people, when he talked about color, people of color, he was talking about the people in South America. He was talking about the people in Mexico. he was talking about the people on the continent as well as America because he saw the commonality of using the labor and taking advantage, of people of color. And one way you say, how do they take advantage? Through this whole system of racism that you can still see today in voter suppression. The more I see it, the stronger and the harder I want to push, the further I want to run after the goals that we need for our community. And if you think we have not made progress and not making progress, then why do you think there are so many voter suppression efforts going on all around this country? We talk about, police, we talk about all of the systems, but we need to get involved in those systems and believe it. And a lot of people don't think it makes a difference. But I'm telling you, if it didn't make a difference, you would not be hearing about voter suppression. So, yes, it does. So, tonight, as we think of Dr. King, commit yourself to one thing that you, the community, you, the individual, hey, thanks, Carlos Smith, for watching, that you're going to do for this community, for the universal community, chaos or community. Which will you be? Which side will you stand on? Are you going to be a part of the chaos, a part of the destruction of our communities? Or are you going to stand up and say, I am community? I will do my one part. It does not take, thank you, Marilyn, for community. It doesn't take a lot. We're not even asking you to go out. Start with yourself. You can be a magnet as you start and you start doing, as people observe what you're doing, it'll draw more people to that idea. Sometimes we have to put that good idea, we have to put it out in the ether, and as it draw others to us. So if you're celebrating Dr. King, if you appreciate what he did, and he just led and was a spokesman for the idea, but it was the thousands who caught on to that idea. And one thing that's really interesting to me, more people loved Dr. King in his death than ever cared for him when he was alive. Now, if anyone really believed that, just say amen, because that is indeed the truth. And that's why I am sometimes so annoyed by a lot of these King celebrations, and people get up, everyone from our president on down, that go and they speak at these churches, they speak at rallies. But what have they really done? And what have we done to really push hard back on the voter act? Our rights to vote. When have we really pushed back on our politician? When have you even tried? Thank you for all these amen. Thanks a bunch, Rita, Virginia, Wanda, Kim. You're right. What have the last time you done something, called the Congress office, tried to write a letter, or just do something yourself? One or two people. And it might seem difficult, might seem discouraging, but you do it. When you do it, the next person, the next person, the next person, then you really and truly begin to celebrate Dr. King. Just stop. Let us stop this make believe love for a man who's been long gone. But I know some of you weren't even here when he was here. But don't fall for the okey doke where everybody loved Dr. King. No, they did not. But they know we sometimes um, sort of lazy in our own liberation. And I think people feel they don't have to worry about us. We're going to just talk. We're going to just, have a breakfast. We're just going to have a lunch. We're going to just go to church and pray. Prayer is good, but we don't need to leave the prayer just out there. We need to put feet, we need to put hands, we need to put minds to our prayers. If we're going to dedicate and if we're going to appreciate the sacrifices of a Dr. King, let's show it. Let's put our money where our mouth is. When I say money, I mean your action. I mean doing something that's going to improve this community wherever you are. Improve your community, improve your life. Make sure you get involved with financial literacy because we do need economic power and we're not going to get it spending every dime we get, chasing every fad that comes on the TV or you get in the mail. Make sure you include yourself as a part of this economic development and in the literacy that we need in terms of building community. So, two things we really need to be about: economics and politics, the political action and economic literacy. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that. But as we celebrate, we got some more time tonight, but reflect on this. Write your own plan for celebrating Dr. King, and let's not let it happen just once a year. Take it for now and carry it forward. So, Eleanor Murky, Merck Resource, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? Celebrating Dr. King. Have a good night, everybody. Yes, Elaine, that's a good point. Hey, Karen. Okay, I hear you back there. Wait a minute. Hi, Oh, no, no, I was at the front door. So I opened the front door. No, 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 it was no, it's the same problem. I was gonna say, how you know? I was like, "What?" Oh, okay. Yeah, I was watching. I thought, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, maybe. I just was watching. Oh, okay. But did I just listen with the name? So that I start watching the no? Yeah, I was, when I used to tell them, I said that. But I don't understand what I'm doing. Then, this past Thursday, what did I know? I told you the guy said, you guys, I used to say it was something I'm doing. But I did it. I pushed everybody who's doing it first. and I was, on the computer. But tonight I'm so glad I decided I better take my son and get some cake. And I was on ever since, 5 minutes before. Yeah, I was just, for, and it's still one, I don't know her name, but, I don't know her phone number, Morrisville, Marilyn Morrisville. She goes way back, when your dad used to on the bicycle, and her son, his name, he was called Jackson. Yeah, but Marilyn, she was the NAACP here. Yeah, she stayed on the whole, West Hill, she stayed on the whole. How old? I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that was, because I was, really good at yeah, I guess I have to go back and see it. Let me see what's on there. And then, yeah, because I wanted to see, I know you said you were doing your thing, but but Tiffany is Clifford's youngest girl. Do you want them? Okay. We're gonna be in here. Huh? Yeah, but you can come to. But is it okay if you people or not? Sure, just bring it to your thing. I wish, oh, you brought some food. I wish I had enough. No, I made a salad at home. You just brought it. Oh, yeah, also we can go in there. It doesn't matter. Oh. Well, actually, all I got it's just a bowl. So yeah, that's all. I just use a placemat that's over there. Yeah. Yeah, the placemats are right there where you were gonna sit. Your live has ended. Carlovers and others watch. But yeah, I was like, okay, she did so well. Oh, great. Let me see what's the. Yeah, I just cannot believe what the challenge is. Let me just. Boy, I haven't seen Stephanie or talked to her, and I don't know when. But she's on every time we go on. I don't see her. This is the first time I saw the name.
Oh no,
Okay, what's your
that was good. And you kind of brought up the emotion, just remembering the pain and everything that we've been through, went through.
Yeah, because that's I wanted to, in the